Shalom, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'at Shem Yahushai, Ba'at Shem Kakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us the truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Akim Wasap. Today's lesson is entitled, Neither Give Place to the Devil. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'at Shem Yahushai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, the sit downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel, the Most High, unto you as the gospel preached. So today we'll be speaking on through the Spirit, not giving the devil opportunity to let certain thoughts and certain things that he try to put on your mind to cause you to, fall from the grace. All right. And it happens to every brother, certain thoughts, spiritual attacks. All right. Does happen. And we do have an example here in Matthew, the 4th chapter that we will go into, Lord willing, about how Yahushua was tempted when he was in the wilderness fasting. All right. And Yahushua, he didn't give place to the devil, or he didn't give opportunity for the things that the spiritual demon Satan was putting on his mind to grow. All right. He was combating it with the scripts. So we're going to start here in Ephesians. Ephesians was written to the scattered Israelites that was through Ephesus, which Ephesus was in Asia Minor. And when, these Israelites heard of the teachings of Yahushua, they were in the spirit, they were prompted to follow after Paul. All right. And many Israelites were scattered through Ephesus, Galatia, Thessalonica, Rome, and various other, places throughout that Roman Empire. So here, we're going to start up a little bit. Start at 22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust. See, when you come into this truth, when you come into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding this information, you have to repent and convert and worship the true power. So that lifestyle that you had, or that old man, you have to put it off. You got to become a new creature. You got to become as a new child, a newborn babe. And you got to learn everything, because everything that we found or learned in the world, as it says here, is corrupt according to deceitful lusts. Because this world, it just pushed out the vibration of heavy lust. You just greedy, you just covetous, you just want everything. You know what I mean? But in this truth, we find out that our purpose isn't just feeding our lust. Our purpose isn't just, doing whatever the hell we want. Our purpose is to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua in spirit of truth. And in order to do so, you have to put off the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. So it starts off in your mind. You got to be renewed in your mind. Everything that we learned in the world, whether you was a Christian, whether you was a street dude, whether you was a hustler, a thief, a robber, a gangbanger, whatever past you had, whatever that old man is, you got to put that off and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. You got to receive this doctrine. You got to receive this word. You got to be in the Proverbs, the Ecclesiastes, the Ecclesiasticus, the wisdom of Solomon, and renew yourself in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which starts in your mind, your spirit. And that you put on a new man, which is after the Most High, is created in righteousness and true holiness. So you got to become new. You got to change. If your family members, if, the people that you were once around, you had a heavy relationship with, you had consistent conversations with, if they're not saying things like, hey, you changed, you're not like how you used to be, you different now, then something's wrong with you, because the scriptures prompt us to be a new man, to be different, to change. All right. And that's something that black culture looks down at. Change. All right. When you stop doing certain shit, when you stop doing and walking after the manner of that old lifestyle that you had. It says, in that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. You following after the word. Wherefore, putting away lying, All right, it's false doctrines. These are the little ways of life that you probably was walking in because it wasn't the truth. Being a hustler and hey son, just go out there and just work, man. Just grind, work, grind. And when you get 65, you'll retire and then you'll enjoy the fruits of your labor and then you'll have your house paid off and all this and all that. Pushing that vibration, that's lying because this system is governed to keep the Israelite man down and destroyed. And of course there's exceptions. There's people who followed that motto and it worked out for them. But for the overall majority of the Israelites, this system is geared towards the destruction of Israelites, starting off with the Israelite man. So if you pushing that black culture, you pushing the Mexican culture and Hispanic culture and all these different ways of life outside the truth, is lying. It's not the truth, because that's not gonna get you grace in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And if you pushing that on somebody else, you just lying to them. Wherefore put away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. You got to be talking about these things that's written in the scripts. All right. For we are members one of another. Be ye angry and sin not, because there's going to be things that you experience in this walk. And you're gonna have times where you're upset, angry, but don't let that drive you to sin. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So, before the day's over with, make sure you praying. You putting it in the hands of the Most High, whatever has caused you to be angry or full of wrath or whatever. And then, hey, Lord is going to deal with it. But here's the point, verse 27, neither give place to the devil. Now, let's go into this in another translation. All right. NLT, for anger gives foothold to the devil, and that's true. When you're angry or you're full of wrath, you're in the flesh, you're in your emotions. All right, and then that's a perfect opportunity for the devil to come in to cause certain thoughts to fester. Put these different ideas and different, as it says here, opportunities in your mind. And if you don't rebuke it and check it, it ends up growing. Says here, NET, which is New English Translation, do not give the devil an opportunity. Because when you in the flesh or you in the emotions and you're angry and you doing all this, that's the perfect time for Satan to come in and get you. All right, get you to go off. Let's go to Ephesians, the 6th chapter, verse 10. The same chapter, and great chapter. Great book. You want to make sure that you're periodically going into these because, we're in the flesh. We're not going to remember every precept, but that's why we constantly push the vibration of studying and reading, going back over things, go reading things over again and make sure this stuff is deeply embedded into your mind. Ephesians 6 and 10, finally, my brethren, bros that's in the truth, be strong in Yahweh and in the power of his might. You be strong in the Lord by way of his word. All right, let's get a precept real quick. Proverbs 24. In 5, it says, a wise man is strong. Yeah, a man of knowledge increases strength. So when it says be strong in the Lord, be strong in his knowledge, right? Put on the whole armor, all of it, not some of it. I'm going to just put the helmet on today. No, you got to have a helmet on. You got to have the breastplate on. You got to have the little shields for your shins. You got to have the back armor, the armor for the arms, the armor for the hands. You got to be fully clothed with the armor of the Most High, which is his truth. You got to have all of it, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, the tricks of the devil. All right, because the spiritual demon Satan, he works on the minds of other people, to come and cause you to, try to revert back to that old man, or, try to get you in a position where you're not being spiritual. But as long as you got the whole armor on, you're able to fight against the wiles and the tricks that the spiritual demon Satan is trying to bring on you. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We're not out here fighting and punching on people. but against principalities, which is a hierarchy of demons, and against powers, and against the rulers of darkness of this world. Because, Esau, Edom, he pushes out, certain vibrations as well. Look at social media. Look what social media has done to the Israelite woman, giving them opportunity to have access to so many men. And with that, it's caused many relationships to fail, marriages to fail, you know. And the rulers of this world pushes that. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Esau Edom is in the management position of the world right now. And he gives liberty and freedom and all these different things. And here it is, we fighting against that. We fighting against the wickedness and the evil that these people is pushing out, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Therefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, having done all to stand. Because in this truth, you're gonna go through things, man. Let's get something in Second Thessalonians. You're gonna go through particular things in this walk, but what's gonna get you through it is His word, man. Your connection with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and praying. Let me see. All right. First Thessalonians 3:3, that no man shall be moved by these afflictions, because sometimes, hey, the spiritual demon Satan is going to afflict you. All right, whether it's, through your job, through your woman, through your children, while you out driving, you got people honking the horn behind you, or you at the grocery store and people bumping into you and all kind of wild shit. So you don't want to be moved by these afflictions. For yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. So, hey, it's a part of the walk. We're appointed to certain things. Now, the Lord does give you balance, the Lord will lighten up on you, give you a time period where you cool. Appointed goes back to the Greek word kimai. All right, entry D, of things put or set in place. So afflictions is put in for us, all right, to which we often use to stand. So we're appointed to it. So these things is given to us. So while we're going through afflictions, we put on the whole armor of the Most High, going back to Ephesians 6:13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, to fight against the afflictions, trials, and tribulations, the tests. Stand therefore. Saying stand, man. When you read in Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, it speaks about how the Spirit of the Most High entered into Ezekiel and he stood upon his feet. So this truth, it brings you up out of that low condition. It brings you from the position of land in the street of the great city to standing. All right. And that's how you're going to be able to fight against the afflictions, trials, and tribulations. You got to stand. You can't be weak. You got to be out there. You got to be fighting. Having your loins girt back, Slakia. Having your loins girt about with truth, your minds, the loins of your minds. You got to have it in your mind. And having on the breastplate of righteousness, and have your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of the peace, this knowledge, this information. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Because the spiritual demon Satan, he gonna be throwing shit at you. But when you got all this armor on, which the armor is synonymous with the truth, you're able to quench the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Most High. Praying always with all prayer and supplication. That's a part of the armor too. Praying. All right. Got to make sure you got that connection with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and you sending them prayers up. If you ain't praying, that's not according to what the elect will be doing. The elect will have a spirit of praying. praying always with all prayer and supplication in the spirit, and watching thereto with all perseverance and supplication for the saints. And for me, that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly to make known the mystery of the gospel, the different secrets and different things that we need in order to, continue this walk in the faith, for which I am ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. And you can keep reading that yourself. And this is just exhortation for, the elect, the men of the Lord, and you sisters out there too. All right. Now I'm going to get a little bit in Matthew, the 4th chapter. Slocky. Going into how Yahushua, he didn't give place to the devil. We're going to go through this pretty quick. He's 15, 16 minutes in. It says, then was Yahushua led up of the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil, tried. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward a hunger. So just setting the precedence, it was the spirit on Yahushua to go to the wilderness, and he was there tempted of the devil. And while he was there, he was fasting. He was in a fasted state, and he was in a position of hunger. He was in a weak point. And that's when the spiritual demon Satan want to get you in your weak points. So, it's best to identify your weak points, all right, and strengthen them. Your weak point may be, women. If you got a girl, you around your girl too much, spiritual demon Satan may see that could be a potential weakness, and he'll work on her mind to bring you all kind of hell. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread. Because he seen that Yahushua was hungry, and he knew Yahushua had the power. So he's like, hey, if you hungry, why don't you just turn these stones right here into food? You got the power. You the Son of Man. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So what he was doing was, he wasn't giving place unto the devil. He wasn't giving the devil opportunity, all right, to cause him to stumble and fall. And what he was doing was, he was fighting back with the sword of truth, like we read in Ephesians 6. He was armored with Yahushua was put on the whole armor of the Most High, that he may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So spiritual demon Satan was coming with wiles. Hey, yeah, see those stones right there? Turn them into food. You hungry, right? You thirsty, right? Turn that into food. You can do that. But he answered, okay, verse 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, if thou be the Son of Man, cast thyself down. For it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. So the spiritual demon Satan, he using the precepts. Spiritual demon Satan know the scripts. He's the Son of the Most High on the left-hand side. So he's convincing Yahushua to, hey, fall down. Basically tempting the Lord. Verse 7, Yahushua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord. So what we reading here is, when the spiritual demon Satan is putting thoughts into your mind, the way you fight back is by the spirit of truth. That's our sword. The word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing asunder the soul and spirit, and is discerner of the thoughts and intentions of the heart. So when you're going through tests and trials and tribulations, you got to use the precepts to fight back. Yahushua wasn't punching the wind, cussing the spiritual demon Satan out. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and said unto them, all these things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me. So he was trying to get, spiritual demon Satan was trying to get Yahushua to worship him. And by doing so, Satan, he got the power to, in the earth, to give you riches and success. But these people in the world, they look at that as blessings, Continue on, verse 10. Then said Yahushua unto him, get thee thence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only thou shalt serve. So we can be seeing the continued narrative of how Yahweh Shai is fighting back with scripts. It says, then the devil leaveth him. He got on. So the way you fight back against the wiles of the devil, the way you don't give place unto the devil is you got to make sure that you're applying the scriptures. You're using the scriptures to fight back. And then as it says in the 11th verse, then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came to minister unto him. And that's how it is with us. You may be going through certain things, you know, you being patient, you're not getting emotional, you're not getting wrathful, but you're applying the scripts, you're applying the things that you learn, you're applying the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And then eventually the devil leave you. And then the angels come and minister unto you. Then all of a sudden things start working out for you. Blessings start coming. You finally get that job. You finally figured out how to, the Lord, it's the Lord that put the spirit on you to figure out how to get yourself out of this situation, give you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The angels come and minister or come and serve you, come and help you out. All right, and then we see the balance here. Here it is, the spiritual demon Satan, the angel on the left-hand side is trying to get him to go off, get him to worship and get him to tempt the Lord and get him to, use his power to get some food. But then when Yahweh Shai, he fought against him with the spirit of truth, he left him, and then behold, the angels came and ministered unto him. These are angels on the right-hand side. So what you think they did? They probably encouraged, it's not written, but just through extrapolation, they probably encouraged him, and, he felt good in the spirit, and, whatever you may be able to add to the angels ministering unto him, and as well as you when you finish getting tried and going through temptations. So this is just a quick lesson. Just want to go into not giving the devil, the spiritual demon Satan, opportunity to put these different thoughts in your mind, and you allow it to grow, and then it cause you to be bitter and all these different things that's not needful for you in this ministry. So I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, it was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. And as always, double honors to our elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us truth. Shalom, wild Bob, ball.